Wow. I also wanted to record another video because it's on my heart. I have noticed that we tend to focus and fixate on all the things we don't want, right? So, like, no justice, no peace. Really? No justice? I thought the point was that we wanted justice, and I thought we wanted peace. Okay. I don't like that. He does that. Capitalism gotta go. All of these things. And I've noticed so much energy and effort and focus and energy, again, placed on the things we don't want. But when I actually sit down to ask somebody, what do you want? I don't know. I just want it all to go. Okay. A friend of mine recently told me she was wanting to understand. She wanted to be more able to release things and like let things go with ease. So she was at the beach, and the ocean took all her stuff. Phone gone, shoes, clothes gone, tarot cards gone. Because you got to be careful what you ask for, right? We want things to be gone and erased and all of this stuff. Yeah, I mean, it would be great to start from scratch. But guess what? That's not often where we're starting. I didn't start from scratch to remake who I was. I didn't start from scratch when I decided that I wanted to take charge of my mind and understand myself better. I started very much not from scratch with all of that stuff, And I think there is an importance in knowing, right? We come into this world, I believe, this duality based world, to very much sift and sort. What do you want? What do you not want? What do you want? What do you not want? What resonates? What doesn't resonate? What feels good? What doesn't feel good? And I feel like we spend a lot of time doing that. And I think a lot of us have gotten very comfortable in talking about all the things that we don't want. But when we actually try to sit down to imagine the world and the life that we do want, we don't know what we want. And sometimes we're really unwilling to become the people that we need to be able to have that stuff. Right? Because you want the government gone. I agree. I think the government should be gone. Are you ready to step up and be a global citizen? Are you ready to step up and be a better stranger to each other? Are you? Right? You want the police gone? Fine. I agree. So how are we going to deal with all the bad people? All the people who do crimes? All the people who are hurt and unconsciously and consciously hurt people? What are we going to do with them? Kill them all? Really? That doesn't seem like a solution to me. How are we going to defend ourselves and each other? How are we going to stay informed? You want the news gone? I agree. Fuck the media, right? Because it's fear and it's false and it's very, very focused on very little things, and they're pushing an agenda. And also, how do we expect to create new media, new news? Where do you get your news from? Right? I think it's funny because a lot of people don't want anarchy because they think it means violence or just chaos. And I think what's really powerful about anarchy and just like things that are collective based is that people get to do what they want to do. So if you like to farm and work with your hands and be in the dirt, do that. Because we need that. Do that. But I'm not going to make you do that so that you have to do that. But also, that's something you would have to realize that you wanted to do because you exposed yourself to that. Right? Like, I didn't necessarily know that I liked speaking in front of cameras until I sat down and spoke in front of a camera and was like, oh, I drive with this. So it's about, taking risks too. And a lot of the time, I've noticed that when folks don't know what they want and they don't want a particular thing and they don't want they're also unwilling to move and unwilling to sacrifice anything and unwilling to experience new things because we'd rather sit with the familiar discomfort, the familiar ugliness, the familiar pain than to approach the unfamiliar. Than to approach the unfamiliar new thing that could be potentially life-changing and amazing. But we'd rather sit with the comfort of this old shit. And I think that is true for a lot of things. I think about toxic relationships. We don't want to leave because I know this hurt. Someone else could hurt me crazy. Someone else could treat me like trash. Someone could kill me. But I know that this person, I know their limits, I know their stuff. Even though it's really painful and is really raggedy over here, I'd rather do this because it's familiar. Because the ego and the mind, its job is to protect you and make you survive. So if it's familiar, we can deal with it. If it's unfamiliar, I have no clue what it might mean. So I'd rather settle in this stuff that even though it's ass and sucks, at least I know it very well. And I think it's really time to shift that stuff. It's really time to shift that stuff. It's really time to shift that stuff and shift into not only what you want and being bold enough to be like, this is what I want and saying it, and also understanding that things will shift within yourself, and it's about letting yourself do that. Because naturally you're doing that. Naturally you're shifting. There will also be things that pull you back and hold you back and pull you back into who you were, for sure. But as long as you're clear on what you want, you can continue moving in those ways. But when you don't know what you want, but you just know I don't want that, it's not a powerful motivation. It doesn't inspire you to do anything if I don't want that. That's why I'm doing these things. Yeah, for sure. If that's how you move, right? Because some people we move away from things or we move towards things, right? We can go on vacation and be like, I'm trying to get away from the stress of my job. Or you could be like, I'm trying to have a new experience. And it's not to say one is better or worse than the other one. It's very important to understand where you're coming from and how that may or may not motivate or inspire you. So if you want new things, you got to be willing to imagine new things and take the risks of becoming somebody new to experience new things. And also to hold space for these new experiences, to create the newness of your life. You know what I'm saying? I hope that makes sense. I was just feeling it a lot. As you see, I'm sweating. So I'm going to just post this and catch y'all actually tomorrow now.